Fresh boys on the track.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Kai Speaks. We here from my man TJ on board. We here to basically talk about, modern rap. Matter of fact, let's go into what this piece is called. So this piece is called Your Favorite Rapper, and it's basically the interlude to one of the pieces that I'm about to drop, Your Favorite Rapper, and it's about, modern day rap culture.
The spoken word piece.
It's a spoken word piece. So I wanted to drop this so we can kind of like touch the whole premise to why I felt as though that piece was necessary.
For sure.
So, the question at hand is, does modern rap perpetuate misogyny and communal violence? So that's the question at hand. So, just give me some of your feed on what your experiences with hip hop were.
Yeah, man. Man, with me, man, like hip hop.
Right.
Hip hop is important to me, man. Like I was born in it, raised in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I remember when I was just coming up as a youngin', come home from school, man, and after I did my work, we go outside and we go down to the house on the corner of the block. A dude down there named Dread. We used to call him Dread.
Dread.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Just a casual name, Dread.
Every hood black person knows somebody named Dread. You feel me?
Yeah.
And he had the basketball hoop, so all the kids would go to his house and we would play. And he didn't have any children, but he was kind of like a lot of the kids who didn't have fathers. He was like their father.
He was like,
like Christmas time, he would buy everybody PlayStations. We didn't know how he got the bread for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't ask questions on what he did, but we kind of knew. But I remember he had the basketball hoop, man, and we would all go there. We play ball. He had the speakers out. He'd be playing some hip hop. The old heads would be drinking Heineken and smoking Black and Milds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, like growing up, hip hop was not just about music, man. It was a whole culture. It was a culture for me.
So like, who were some of the main people that you was listening to?
Like at that time, I wasn't really listening to music,
right?
Because I was real young. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about like the culture of it. We're gonna get to that. But I remember because what I wanted to say was I remember that like some of the guys there, like the older guys.
Right.
I remember like some of them used to have the same conversation. You know what I'm saying? Talk about hip hop at that time, like music and rappers, and it's interesting that we having that same conversation now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like every generation
comes with the past generation talking about how the music ain't what it used to be.
But like, I guess when I started listening to hip hop, who I used to listen to, I used to listen to I grew up on shit. I used to like G Unit when I was in high school, like 50 and them boys, Lloyd Banks, T.I. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to some Pastor Troy, some of the, I'm from the group in the South, so we used to listen to like Pastor Troy, Master P, Trick.
Yo, Master P was nice and bald.
Yeah.
You know? He was in the A.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dang, yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't know Master P was in the A?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And so we used to listen to that's what I used to listen to, man. But for me, man, like it's tough, man, to talk about hip hop because it's like I was telling you earlier, a few days ago, it's like that child that you have that you love, and you kind of don't like when
you seen them take the turn for the worst.
For the worst.
But it's like in this case, with this being, if you feel like he's a child, in this case, this is like a child you can't communicate to. Because it's like, regardless of how you feel and how you think, it's not.
I ain't look at it like that.
It's not going to change, and that's
they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing, and it's like, but at the same time, I wish it wasn't that way because there is some necessary improvements that, in terms of, because I was born in '95, so it's like I ain't really grow up listening to Ice Cube and NWA and Tupac, Biggie. I know some of their songs but I really only know the bangers, like the one that everybody know. You feel me?
I feel you.
So it's like growing up listening to a lot of Wayne, Drake, and then you got now being grown now you got the rappers like Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty, all the P&B Rock, all them kind of rappers, and you kind of listen to Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a different spin on it. I really appreciate when we was talking about this the last time. I appreciate you bringing it up, and with rap, you like to see the artists in their maturity, like how they mature from their earlier makings of music to like when they get older and they still in the game, and then like you see has their mind developed in a different
like T.I.
Yeah, you got the T.I.s, the Jay-Z's, the there's a lot more people that like we can name. So
that progression,
the progression. You want to see you're interested in the progression, but it's like now it's hard to even see. It's like it's hard to even see that progression.
Yeah, because it's tough, man. Because now the content of the music now, even what they're rapping about, I really don't understand too much. Like for instance, like when I was growing up, man, I remember my dad was the first dude on the block who had bought a Benz.
Right.
My dad bought a black E300. And all the other young kids was like, it was motivating to me, man. You know, like I was like, damn, you know, my old boy got a, you know what I'm saying, got a Benz, and all the other kids on the block was like, dang, boy, you know what I'm saying, to see a black man with a Benz, it was cool to them.
Yeah.
And you remember that game Bingo? Remember? You never play that? Like when you see a car and you had to call it out Bingo, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like, that's my car.
Yeah, but we didn't play like, Bingo wasn't the word, it was more so like, you had different types of cars. You say like, punch buggy, punch bucks, and then you see like another car where it's like, that's really the only one that I can remember, but I remember we would do
there was something like that where we call out the cars. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say that 50 Cent made a song. He made a rap song called Big Body Bags. And in the beginning of the rap song, he had a little, they was talking, he's like, man, remember when we was little, we used to play that game? And I'm listening to it. I'm grown now and I'm listening to it, but I could relate to it because I was like, dang, man, I remember when I was there. Although the song is rubbish, you know what I'm saying? I mean, rubbish in the point of, you know, it's not necessarily anything that's gonna feed you positively, but I can still relate to it, and I understand where he's coming from. You feel me? Nowadays,
and you can relate it to your own personal.
In my own personal experience, man. You know, because the hook is like, all I ever wanted was a big body Benz. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about, you know, in his verse, he's talking about how he gonna come up in life to get there. You feel me? So it's like I could relate to that because I remember those days. But now it's like, I just can't really. I don't really understand what you're talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's like. Is the difference because to understand that, to like reflect on your personal experiences when listening to a song like that, that takes a matured type of mind to even do that. So where if you got on the other end, you got the kids, you know, that don't have you know the father figures or even parental figures period to you know teach those little jewels and get those lessons that you know you don't take this like. Just like the Bible and the Quran and religious books, you don't take them literally. Like you don't take them literally. You take it and you apply it to your own personal experiences where you want to be. But
it's tough.
It's tough. It's like a double-edged sword with it because, like, man, you could learn a lot of lessons from Hitler, and there's one lesson that keep it a buck. You could learn a lot of lessons from Donald Trump. So like. There's one quote from Hitler. It was, you know, if you want me to control a country, bring me the youth's music.
Yeah.
And it's like, it even also...
Hitler, boy.
Bro, and it's like, that is so true now because you gotta also think about who benefits the most off of mainstream hip-hop. What you hearing on the radios, what you hearing on Apple Music. It's like, who's benefiting the most from that? So it's like, this is all a part of it. I feel as though the turn that modern rap has like made right now, this is a stem rooted from, you know, capitalism. And I'm just saying, it's like, just keep it a buck right there. That's the root of it.
Man, I'm glad you even you know, was talking about this because, you know, I was never even like, I haven't been really keeping up with hip hop for a while now. And I'd never been, you know, thinking about it. So my mindset was still on how it was years ago, back when I was listening to it, like in the early, like in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard to hear other people criticize it because I grew up in hip hop.
Because it's like, but
it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be criticized. And we could talk about its pros, but we could also talk about its cons, man. And I definitely agree with you, man. Like, I think it's taking. I personally feel like where it's headed now is going down a dangerous path.
It's a slippery slope.
You know, and you bring up an important point about capitalism. I think it's the capitalization of hip hop, like the mainstream, what they're pushing out. You know, what the CEOs and you know the owners of the music companies.
And it's funny
what
the
they're
songs,
pushing out.
And it's funny
because there's good songs out there. There's still conscious music. Remember I put you on that one song.
Yeah,
there's conscious music out there.
Yeah,
but
they're not. And that's what I was about to say. They're not mainstream. It's
not
funny.
mainstream.
It's funny the songs that don't make the mainstream.
Yeah.
The songs that you hear from a friend or you just hear on SoundCloud.
And you
like, dang,
how come I never heard it?
Why I never heard it? It's because
you
can't capitalize off that.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You got now. We forced name brands. We forced lifestyles. We forced everything is about a dollar bill nowadays. We force hoes. We force all kinds of stuff that is like.
Yeah.
Is that really? Like we make it seem like that's like our sole purpose is to be lit, but it's like then it takes a mature mind to listen to these lyrics and dissect it.
So do you feel like hip hop, like the misogyny in hip hop, like the disrespecting of women and the patriarchy in it? Do you think it's just? Do you think it's like a reflection of American culture at whole?
It's definitely a reflection of American culture, and it's funny that you say that because I was just on his panel for Wednesdays.
Oh, man, I didn't get that.
And we was talking about the Me Too movement, and I mentioned a fact that
which movement?
Me Too movement. It's basically against women and men against sexual violence, sexual harassment.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the whole purpose of Me Too was like this happened to me too. You're not alone to give that kind of platform and empowerment. So it's funny that you say that because when you talk about the misogyny in hip hop and it being American culture, like rape culture is deeply embedded into American culture, and just that combination alone perpetuates misogyny in itself. The fact that someone can do bodily harm to a person sexually and it so oftentimes get brushed under the rug. You feel me?
And the statistics of the amount of women who's been abused, man, sexually abused,
and men too.
troubling.
And men too. And a lot of people don't even know the truth statistics of when you're comparing it because a lot of men don't speak out about it. So it's like you can't really get that statistics. But it's like it's so many cases. Like it's not just a women's issue. It's a people's issue.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely feel like because even when you talk about like misogyny, man, I was saying, man, you find it even in the church, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, back to rap kind of perpetuating this.
It does. What it does it like pushes it out in
the limelight as okay, like this is acceptable.
Yeah, it perpetuates it in a lethal way, man. You know what I'm saying? Although hip hop didn't create misogyny, Snoop Dogg didn't start patriarchy, and Tupac didn't create the terms bitches and hoes. Yeah. But the hip hop and in a culture and in the music culture of it did perpetuate it in a harmful way, and that's an issue. But also when you look at it too, it's interesting because it's almost like a double standard because it's like okay. We love our mothers. Like, I mean, you couldn't say nothing about my mama, period, when I was growing up, not even now. You know what I'm saying? That might be, we might have to go to blows, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Some of us love our mothers. It's cats out here that don't love their mothers.
Oh, okay. But I know, most people I know, they love their mothers. Right. But yet, it's like they hate the woman that they reproduce with. You know what I'm saying? It's this again. It's the whole the baby mama thing, and you know what I'm saying. It's like it's weird, man. I don't think it's not a healthy recipe for upward mobility.
But the causation of that is really the hypersexualization in rap culture, media. Period. Movies, TV shows, music. it's like not even just rap, it's country music, all kinds of music. We hypersexualize women, period. So it's like that's the form of misogyny.
Yeah, we do.
So
I do love women.
But it's like
I know everything about women, man.
But it's like
everything. I know everything.
But it's like you also like I don't know. Let's just get back.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
It's like now we going off topic. I'm trying to find a way to get back because we could go on and on and on about misogyny.
Yeah, so the misogyny is definitely there, man. We see the misogyny definitely there, especially with the way that with the terms that we're using.
So let's turn it towards the communal violence. How does
communal violence?
Yeah, it's almost blatant how it would perpetuate communal violence because it's like.
Communal violence,
meaning like violence within our communities.
Well, I think that for me, when we just gotta understand just the power of music, man. Period. We know music is a major influence.
And I like that approach better because I don't want to sound like we singling out just rap.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of misogyny. It may be less.
Yeah, definitely. Don't get this twisted.
Don't get this twisted like we over here.
We just talking about rap because
this is what we most familiar with. Yeah.
Like for me, music, like I was saying, like it's a powerful influencer of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And and when you look at, I'm a Christian, and one of the things that we're taught is that Lucifer, Satan, when he was in heaven, he was a chief musician.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was cast out of heaven, but he wasn't, his gifts and his talents were removed from him. So, although he's a fallen angel, he still has that gift of music.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe that music is very powerful. You gotta be very careful with what you put in your mind, and a lot of people have issues with that. They feel like they can control what they see.
Mm-hmm.
I hear this argument with video games also. But when you say that, you really underestimate the power of your subconscious mind, man. And I think it's powerful. I was into a documentary about the drive-bys. Remember I was saying about that? The kids doing the drive-by shootings.
I don't remember talking about that.
There was they asked them how could they just go and just do this. They were talking to some gang members, how they just go and just shoot anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that normally they couldn't do it. But what they would do is if they got that right song on in the car and they bump that right song, they get in the right mood, man, and they'll bust on anybody. You know what I'm saying? That just shows you the power of music.
Yeah,
man.
they need to they get right.
That's their drug,
and even flip it.
Yeah.
Basketball games. I remember being in high school, getting ready for a game. You turn on the same playlist, listen to the same songs, the songs that put you in that mood.
You already know, man.
Mood. So it's like parties.
Yeah.
We listen to certain music because we're getting ready to turn up for a party.
Back in my single days, when you have a female over or whatever,
you putting on specific songs.
Specific song. You ain't about to put on we some head busters.
You ain't
What you gonna do with You just said we some head busters.
Right.
So I feel like with rappers, if you choose to be a rapper, man, and you got to be you're a role model now. Because kids is looking up to you. They listen to what you got to say. But is that too much to put on them? You know what I'm saying?
Is that too much to put on a rapper to use?
What were we talking about before we cut it off?
Nah, bro. We can keep it going. We was talking. Basically, what you just asked was, is it too much to put on these modern rappers with the responsibility to make sure that the words that they use in their lyrics is accurate and are, I guess, spreading more positivity.
Yeah. Is it fair? Is it fair as an artist? Is it fair as an artist to say, listen, you have a responsibility now to do this? You know what I'm saying?
I would love for y'all to comment on this and tell us what you think. But I'm gonna say I think it is absolutely fair.
I think so.
It is absolutely fair to charge rappers and entertainers, period,
Because
you have a platform.
Athletes, rappers, everybody.
You have a platform. I mean, you're making all this money off of this. You getting most of our dollars because we're the ones who are following you and everything like this. At least the most you can do is make sure that you lead and the people that are following you down the right path in terms of enlightenment, in terms of positivity. And it's not unfair because rappers can still talk about their upbringing. They can still talk about everybody talking about how they went through all this struggle. You can still talk about that struggle, but you always gotta link it to your successes, and it don't have to be all about the misogyny. It don't have to always be about the communal violence. It can be about, I had to do this to get here. You feel me? But even now, it's fake. It's all screenplay. Like it's all like. I would be lying if I was to start rapping about this shit that Migos and Lil Uzi and all them is rapping about, acting as if that's what I've been doing. And that's what the case is for a lot of these rappers.
That's true.
So it's like that, and that's what that's the capitalism side of rap.
Yeah.
They rap. You got these kids that never really lived the life that they live in. Like if I was to just start rapping and I became the next Lil Uzi, making all this money off of a lie just because that's what's going to make me money.
Right.
And that's the capitalization of rap music. We making money off of this. This is the genre that we're making money off of. These are the topics. These are the ideals that we're making money off of. This is why we're rapping about it. We're rapping about money and hoes because that's what's going to get me money.
Yeah.
And that's so sad.
It's interesting is because although we make that music, we're not the major buyers of that music. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again.
We download it for free. You feel me?
We download it for free.
Yeah. So it's really, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what they're saying is upper middle class and suburban kids who really buy these music, man.
And we wonder why they're so obsessed with the N-word. It's all in the music.
Yeah.
It's all in the music.
That's true.
And it's like,
yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, man.
You still can't say it, but
Yeah, I hear you.
I know why you want to say it. It's enticing.
Yeah, that's the thing, dog. Just the hip hop culture it seems to be the most popular culture worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I had a friend, man. She went to a country in Europe, and he went to China, and
that's good, boy.
He said that people were so fascinated by him. People who had never met or never really hung out with a black American that were so they were so interested in him, and his culture. They asked him questions about hip hop. They asked him questions about basketball. Because we're born here, it's like okay, but in certain countries, man, it's like Brazil and soccer. You go playing soccer in Brazil, right? In the U.S., man, like you go playing ball, man.
Yeah.
When I could walk, I had a ball in my hand, ready to play ball, So
ball in my backpack.
Yeah.
You wore shorts under your jeans.
Yeah.
Always ready.
So it's like the culture is so popular, and even when you look at like commercials now, I looked at. Oh shit! I was looking at some.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut that out.
I was looking at some commercials, bro, and the commercials is hip hop music playing in the commercials. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, did you just see the Old Navy commercial with Metro Boomin and SZA?
No, I didn't see that.
Yo, nigga had the whole "It's Metro Boomin on some more." Zorro.
Damn, dog.
Y'all, this is Zorro. He been trying to get some screenplay for a minute now. I ain't gonna cut it out.
Nails, boy. Nails.
Yeah, my crib.
Fucking messed up my jeans.
Yeah. Zorro wanted to get on the conversation. Some good stuff he's talking about.
That's what I noticed. That's one thing I noticed, that like a lot of the commercials, man, it's hip hop music for the commercials, bro.
Yo, Zorro.
This cat,
for real.
This cat really about that, bro.
Yo, Zorro a G.
Hey man.
But no, the commercialization of hip hop.
You want to talk about that?
That's we already talking about it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
commercialization of hip hop. You know, like you said, it's the most. It is of the most popular genres of music worldwide.
Yeah.
You got Migos selling out in Dubai, Europe, like.
Yeah. I just, and it's interesting because I remember, you remember Eminem, man, and I used to listen to a lot of Eminem, man. Believe it or not, I used to.
Eminem had bars.
He had bars, yeah. But with Eminem, he had a little beef with pop musicians. The pop musicians didn't really pay him no mind, but he used to just diss them just to diss them. Like he would diss Britney Spears, he would diss the Backstreet Boys. He would just diss a lot of pop musicians because he hated pop music as a genre. He felt like pop music was just making music just to make music. He thought that it didn't have any depth, right? And it didn't have a message.
Right.
It didn't have anything that was.
I agree. Country music got more depth than pop music.
And so that's what his beef with them were. I wonder what he would say now about the hip hop the rap music that we have now.
So.
Yeah, but what about the positives of like hip hop at its best?
I would say what it has done is, you know, it's helped these guys come out of some for some of them, it helped a lot of them get out of some rough situations
and become businessmen.
Gave them a platform.
Yeah.
You know, take Big Sean.
Yeah.
But Big Sean basically he talk about all the time. He told everybody jobs.
Yeah.
But you know, Jay-Z. It's a lot of people that we can name them, but it's like I think that's what the positives is, and you know, being able to change your life around, allow for that maturity.
And then also I think one of the most important things about it is historically what hip hop has done is bring light and bring awareness to a lot of political and social issues. You know what I'm saying?
You got the J. Cole's, the Kendrick Lamar's now.
Bringing to the forefront.
Bringing a lot of things to the forefront.
Yeah, so things.
Those is a lot of the positives. So it's like, I'm curious to see what y'all say. You know, when you watch this video, drop a comment, or you can follow me on the gram. I'm pretty much more interactive with my followers on the gram than I would be on YouTube.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. But yeah, check out your favorite rapper when it drops this Sunday, March 25th. It's all about the misogyny in hip hop, the materialism in hip hop, the capitalism in hip hop. Yeah, it's a lot of materialism, man. That's all. It's branding, you know. But you know, check it out. And then we're gonna drop another video. I'm gonna be at Cheney University next week. We're gonna drop another video, kind of like the aftermath of your favorite rapper, and then kind of touching on these things a little bit more. Probably touch on the materialism a lot more, and talk a little bit more of the positives. And I have my man Riz on the show. So y'all stick around. I appreciate y'all. Kai Speaks out. Your favorite.
Fresh boys on the track.
But it don't like that, right?
It look like a road, man.
You just got the phone on the channel.